All right, how about this one? How about this feeling that I bet you at one time or another, at least early in your career, you may have felt this, and maybe you still do from time to time, about you finish a big meeting, particularly a presentation where you had to speak or deliver a lot, or you just finish a project, finish a big project, and you're going like, whew, thank God that's over. Like, not only that, you're also saying, how the heck did I just pull that off? Or at least in part. Man, I was lucky to pull that off, or thank God I got through that okay. But here's the thing, very normal. I've been there, I've done it quite a few times. I did it actually in my career. And I know where it comes from, at least for me, where it came from. It's partly, anyway, I'm not a big believer in full on 100% imposter syndrome. Listen, we got a job for a reason, right? Most of us have gifts and talents that brought us in, that drew us into a particular job. But we do sometimes feel like a little bit like, oh my gosh, how did I pull that off? Or I definitely was winging some of that, and I'm just fortunate that I got through it, as opposed to the other mindset of, listen, I just delivered really well on this project, on this meeting, in this presentation, or doing this presentation. I delivered. And there's a big difference between the two about just getting by and delivering. And I wanted to share a couple of tips and suggestions that are going to help any of us, you included, get out of that mindset and stop that story of how did I get through that and thank God I did that, to I just did a really good job. I did my best. I did an awesome job. Two very different stories. I'm going to share part 2 or suggestion 2 in another video. Today, I'm just going to share part 1, and that is a reminder. Part of this message, I know you know and you've heard this before, but a reminder that many people feel this way. That many people, they're not faking it till they make it. Some people do that. I'm not a big fan of that saying either. It's not faking it till you make it, but there's a lot of people, even higher ups, who feel a little inadequate in the role that they're in, and they're questioning whether they have the ability and the skill to get all the way through everything they have to do in their job. And they do it. Oh, by the way, that's a great point. They do it, they get through it, but there's sometimes they have that voice in their head too where they're like, how did I pull that off? You know, I haven't done that before, or that's not my strong suit, yet they do it, right? So remember, many people fight this battle. Many people have this struggle. It's the internal dialogue, and it's that narrative in our head, because again, our brains are not wired to say, Scott, you're so awesome, everything you do is fantastic. Our brains are actually wired to keep us safe, keep us comfortable, keep us out of harm's way, and say, wait a minute, are you sure you should do that? That's how our brains are wired. That's why we go into this default of, how did I just pull that off? So remember, we're all going down this path. We all have that internal dialogue. Some just process it a lot better and a lot differently. And I want to help you process it a little bit differently too. So remember that other people are going through this just as you are. And aligned with that too, or in alignment with that thought, is don't compare yourself to others in terms of the ability or the talent. Okay, this is really, really important. You're not out there doing your job to be like somebody else, to compare yourself to somebody else. You're you. You have your gifts, your talents, your experiences, your views, your interests, your insight that you're bringing to the table in your job, in your role, in your business, in that meeting you just ran, in the presentation you just gave, in the project you just completed. All those things that in those attributes that you have are special and unique to you. So get away from thinking you're the only one who's inadequate. A lot of other people are having those voices too. And also get away from comparing. And we're going to work on you. And that's what part 2 is going to be about. So I'll see you in the next video.